Hello world, welcome back. I am Dwayne Langham. This is the Ave, YOLO Ave, the road least traveled. And you have just tuned in for an exciting conversation about doing something. Make it perfect later. So let's get right to it. I would like to have a quick conversation. I wanted to do this video because it's been coming up often in the work I'm having right now in the SELP course, Landmark. Don't worry, you'll hear my thoughts on it later. But I'm doing a project in my personal life, but it brought me up on the topic of being in action, living life and actually doing things. You see, a lot of times people have complications with being in action. A big thing that comes up for most people is procrastination. You can do it later. It can be put off. We all are capable and are gifted with these thoughts and ideas and inventions and projects and all these things that we're capable of. This infinite capacity to create and make life and expand and be better and do awesome. How much of it actually translates into doing something with it? How often do those ideas actually come into fruition? So I wanted to talk about that. You see, a big part of that, at least in my eyes and with some of the people I coach, the mentees I work with, some of the partners I work with, mastermind partners, is perfection. Perfectionism. As you know, I'm an artist. So when you create and put things out to the world, at least from an artist perspective, you want to get it right. You want to have what's in your head come out and be shared with everyone else, to be aesthetically pleasing, to be the idea, the thought that you imagined. So the problem with that is that life, creation, there's very few things in this world that are perfect. So what often happens is perfectionists will start, stop, brainstorm, plan, do it, decide it's not right, scrap it, do it again, all that good stuff. And what ends up happening is nothing at all. A big thing that holds people back, wanting to do it right. And we talked about that before. You want to look good or avoid looking bad. You want to do the right thing. You want to come off looking professional, presentable. That's why I just came off the top of the head. There's no script, there's no notes or anything. I just figured I've got the idea, I've got to share it. I've got to get a video out for you guys. I've got to share some thoughts. What we're talking about, just to be clear, is do something. Make it perfect later. Now what that does is that produces an individual who's living life in action. Because if you take those steps, you're then doing it. Things, especially when it comes to brainstorming, learning about something, education, getting it right. So you want to go research. You want to plan. That makes sense, right? It has to happen. Otherwise, you never know what you'll come out with. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That's a good mindset. It can make you produce some good results, have a better finished product, have a more concise goal in mind, more direction. However, what about when that's exactly what holds you back? What about when it becomes an obstacle? Do I know enough? Is this right? I want it to be its best. Even in doing YouTube, making videos, you've seen, I've been doing this for years. Maybe not consistently, but that was part of the process. That was part of the learning. Learning how often I could make videos. Learning what I wanted to talk about, how I wanted to present it and talk about it. And along the way, whether it had been my own distinctions and realizations of how I can improve, or people pointing things out to me, learning from others. But see, there's things that came from it. There's one, the learning. What do you need to know? What do you want to do? How can you accomplish it? The planning, the brainstorming. But then there's another part of education, what you won't get from the books, what you won't get online, what you won't get from Googling, reading, and researching. Then there's the experience. And that learning sometimes becomes far more powerful, because from that learning of experience, doing the thing, you learn, well, I can make it better here. I can do it faster this way. Well, you know, I really actually don't like that. So everything I spent hours or minutes, days, weeks, years doing, I learned that this really isn't working out. This really isn't what I set out for to do. It brings me back to, again, the simple point. Just do something. With that thought of, I want to get it right. I don't want to do something unless I get it right. A lot of us, you would be surprised, a lot of us come to that conclusion because we don't want to look bad. We want to do things good. And of course, you don't want to put anything out there. It does represent you. But at the same time, if you don't put anything out there, you never put yourself out there. You never get in action. You never try out for the team. You never interview and apply for the job. You never go back to school so you can figure out how to do the thing because you're so worried about getting it right, having it be the right time, having the right situation, having the right circumstances, having the right finances. Okay, yeah, I had to go grab some shade. You see me out here looking good and all this black. Well, black and sun kind of brings a hot situation. I don't do well with heat. That ain't what that is. I'm a big dude. Okay, so let's really take a moment to break down how important it is that you just do something, that you live life in action, making things happen, and then worry about perfecting it later. You've got a great idea for something, a project, be it a video, something artistically, starting a business, whatever the idea is, you know, it's that thing. No, not that thing. Okay, what is it that's holding you back? Ask yourself that question honestly. Is there anything you could be doing right now to get started? Anything you could be doing to get you closer to that end goal? Because, you know, a lot of times what's risky in not doing the thing is that you lose passion for it. You lose interest for it. Or that thing changes. Industries change, markets change, economies change, life is change. Life happens. Your situation could change. You could end up getting married. You could end up relocating. You could end up having children. You could end up changing jobs. You have no idea. You could have an accident, no longer even be able to do the thing, and then it instantly becomes regret because it's something that you never did. Whereas if you get up, take steps, be in action, you may not do it right. You may not do it perfect, but I guarantee you'll learn something from it. You'll gain a lesson. You'll have some knowledge that you can apply. Applied knowledge, which comes from experience, coincides and goes along with learned knowledge that you get from a book or that you get from doing research and studies. You have to get out and practice the thing. Just do something. Make it perfect later. You see, when you get into action, like I said, that's when you learn. That's when you'll get the other part of the education. That's when you can take a few steps, figure out, I'm going in the wrong direction. Let me alter and change the path. You see, when you just do something, you find out the direction that you're really trying to go to. When you just do something, then you've got a production of work. You may say, hey, this is actually pretty great. Hey, this is exactly how I wanted it to come out. Or you'll find out where you want to take it, and then you can work on making it better. But I'll tell you this, life happens in the action. No one's rewarded, compensated, acknowledged, admired from thoughts and intentions. All human beings have the potential of infinite growth and possibility. No one's acknowledging and rewarding the artists are capable of pulling out great work, but never do. While it can happen, Vincent van Gogh, that's not really the path that you want to take. You want to be here to enjoy your thoughts coming to fruition. You want to have someone see your work and appreciate it while you're here to be appreciated and acknowledged. You don't want to have it be someone discovering your art book after you've passed. You don't want it to be someone seeing your notes 10 years after and you've moved on and given up, and it turns out that it would have been a great help for the world. Somebody really would have benefited from it. You want this video, just to bring it all, wrap it up in a conclusion. We're going to make it quick. I didn't really have much to talk about, but what I wanted to talk about was very important because it's something that has to happen. It's something that needs to be spoken on. It's something that people should really think about and appreciate. How often are you trying to do things right, trying to do things perfect, trying to not fail at it, that you end up not doing it at all? Ask yourself that question. If there's something you've got in mind that you want to do, whether it's take a class, go to school, change jobs, transition, start a new business, build a relationship with someone, ask that someone out, whatever the case may be, just do it. Start trying it. See what you can learn. See how it comes out. See if it's even something you're really interested in. The whole point being, just do something. Feel free to get it perfect later. I think I'll probably go grab a clip of Shia LaBeouf here. Just do it!
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it! Do it! Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it! Stop giving up.
Is there anything else you want to say?
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I think you're beautiful. I think you're beautiful.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Have you ever had one of those times where you just realize, damn if I don't look good?